stifle us in the midfield and they looked for one chance and they got the chance. Alves gave a foul away, played into the box. Wes made a reasonable save and Chris Boyd does.
I know.
Credit to Chris Boyd. He never milked it, did he?
No.
With a wee bit of decorum. But you've
also got to give credit to Kelly as well, though. I mean, that's them done us twice now.
Aye.
You know, we've done the Tims.
8 points they've took off. 7 points they've took off out of 9 they've took off us.
7 out of 9. I mean, that is dreadful.
Stifle us in the midfield and they looked for one chance and they got the chance. Alves gave a foul away, played into the box. Wes made a reasonable. I
mean, I suppose you're going to touch on the manager at some point, aren't you? I would imagine,
No, I wasn't going to mention him.
No. Oh, we were talking about it.
Like Chris Boyd does.
I know.
Credit to Chris Boyd. He never milked it, did he?
No.
With a wee bit of decorum. But you've
also got to give credit to Kelly as well, though. I mean, that's them done us twice now. So, we've done the Tims.
8 points they've took off. 7 points they've took off out of 9 they've took off us.
7 out of 9. I mean, that is had away, and that's just Kelly. I don't know where to go with this now because. You're peppering the goals with great shots and the goalie's had an absolute blinder of a game. You can sometimes hold your hands up and go, disappointing, but it just happened to be one of the days. But the performance was, I mean, there's hardly any words that you can use to describe it, but inept. It was a nothing performance.
Garbage would be a word that would sum up.
Garbage would be a very
Go for it, Rudy. Go for it, Rudy. It was garbage.
That'd be a very good word to describe it because that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was just.
I think your point, and I'll go to bridge with this. We started the game okay. The first maybe 10 minutes, we looked lively. I thought Jamie Murphy was doing all right and looked dangerous, and then it just seemed to peter out. And then the half just went slower and slower. We passed the ball really slow. We just ran out of ideas quite quickly, and then half time came. You thought, "Well, couldn't it be any worse the second half?" Well, how wrong was our bridge, man?
Well, I have to say it that I thought Jamie Murphy. I thought the whole team, first 10, even 15, maybe 20 minutes, we were on our game and we were having a couple of chances. We were making some openings, getting balls flashing across the front, but nothing through the middle. It was all coming from wide, And fair enough, the boys tried. They did everything they could. They had possession of the ball. But after about 20 minutes, that silly old thing that comes into our game. We give the ball away at the craziest positions. You've got Tavernier plundering up the top there, looking great, by the way, on the run, and then he makes a terrible pass. And before you know it, the ball's chipped out of his head into a big space, and there's nobody there but opposition players. And they can run onto it, they can do the want with. Because Taverniers gave the game away. Everybody's went up the park to get a goal. And that's what happens to us. And it happened to us all through the game after that. Sometimes we just couldn't hold with possession. Not that they were taking the ball off us a great deal, but just sheer bad passing, poor passing. And when they got the ball, they started to command the pitch. They started to play really good football. We didn't know what to do. We were running, chasing shadows. And I'm afraid you mentioned Jamie Murphy. Jamie Murphy was like lightning first 10 minutes. After that, I'm sorry, he just started to fade. And his presence in the game, he had a wee 5-minute spell in the second half and did okay. Managed to make a couple of passes and we got a chance at it. But the truth of the matter is Jamie Murphy didn't appear. Mr. Windass, again, I'll say it again, I was really disappointed, the fans round about me anyway, very disappointed in Windass. And he should have been the very first person to knock him on the park at half time. After the second half, he shouldn't have come on. When they took somebody off, it should have been somebody else when Holt came on, It's just nonsense. He shouldn't appear again. Just some of our managerial decisions, I'm afraid to say, and I'm not wanting to slag the manager too much, but they're mystifying. I don't know how we started without Morelos. We had a wee poll, a straw poll in the lobby the other night there, Friday night, and every single person said Morelos. Morelos. And that's the truth.
By the way, I don't want to blame Jason Cummings, because as a centre forward there was no service, but they're different types, and absolutely. I think Cummings has to be there in the two for me, Rudy, and he needs somebody else that he can sniff round the boot,
I agree with you totally. He's got to have somebody else up there creating chances for him, acting as cover for him and stuff like that. And I think Morelos would do that brilliantly, because that's one thing the wee man's fantastic at. He's holding the ball up, bringing other players into play, he doesn't mind having a fight with the centre-backs and stuff like that. So, the boy took an absolute pasting in social media the weekend, and I can't agree with any, because he didn't get absolutely no service whatsoever. I mean, for Graham Murray, what Graham Murray should have done is came up with a formation where he could play the two of them. That's what he should have done. But instead of that, he go with the one up top again, and gives the job to Jason Cummings, probably because Alfredo's miss, or maybe two misses against the Tims last week, and all week the Bears were going on about Jason Cummings as a mere natural goal scorer, and that was one of them. But that doesn't mean to see he can play the boy up top all on his own. He needs a bit of help up there, and he get nothing for Windass. That boy is just that. That boy's really getting in my wick now. So he is.
I've never noticed, Rudy. I've never noticed.
Come on, Ox. The amount of time that boy goes missing is just an absolute.
Particularly at Ibrox, Rudy.
Aye.
Particularly at Ibrox. But I'm going to. What seems to happen for me with the Windass and the formation that we play at Ibrox, you've got the two boys sitting deep, which is Goss and Docherty in the first half. They're trying to get forward, but they're getting the ball. When Windass isn't involved, there's so big a gap, Bridgeman, between the midfield and the strikers.
Well, yeah, because what we're seeing on Saturday anyways, our supposedly four midfielders, and they were purely wide. They were totally on the wing. Candias and Murphy were totally on the wing, which left you two guys, listen to me, two players just in the middle. And they were playing against three, and then sometimes four, because they were actually playing sometimes 5 and 6 in the midfield. They just packed it. So their fullbacks pushed up a wee bit. Their big defenders there was 3 big defenders there, and 2 of them would hang on to Cummings, and another one would push out. So you ended up with this 5 and 6 people in the midfield against our 2 players. So I gave Docherty 10 out of 10 for effort on Saturday. They didn't have that much skill because he's not the great skillful player, but he was totally outmanned. Goss, as I say, apart from the first 10-15 minutes, he started to getting brushed aside again with the fast stronger players.
He got caught with the ball a couple of times. And
absolutely.
He got booked, and then he was struggling again. He didn't have his. He still set up one of our best chances in the first half, a great cross. But you're right, people have worked him out, and people got on him quick, and they set their stall out to stop the boy playing when he's got it, because they've recognised he's got a bit of talent in his feet. But we've also got to recognise when people have worked you have to change your game. And
100%. But we continued with our 2 midfielders out wide, which is what it's our strength, or it has been our strength. But it didn't do us a lot of good on Saturday. Even when they got the ball, they were running, doing fine, and they were partner up fine.
I thought Candias was pretty poor over the piece on Saturday.
He turned out to be rubbish. Yeah, you're right. He turned out to be a bit of rubbish at times. The times that we lost the ball, Oxtair, was just criminal. Just criminal. You can't do that.
I mean, another thing, Bridge, as well, is how many times did we win second ball?
Well,
hardly ever in the whole game. I mean, you can look at that whole 90 minutes, and we hardly won a second ball. They were first to everything. I couldn't. I mean, Candace for me. We were waxing lyrical last week about him getting his extension, his contract, how happy we were about it. He's consistently been in the top sort of 2-3 best players, and most of the games, certainly the second half of the season anyway. And we were delighted. And then he goes and puts in a performance like that. But is it the old story? A player gets his contract, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to say, Rudy, what Oxtair was saying just at the start there, I have to say this. and I'm not being funny, and God help us for saying it, but our centre halves were not at the game.
No
They
chance.
weren't at the game.
Either. No,
none of the two of them. But Alves is a completely on the ground, dreadful. Our goalkeeper hardly put the ball when he tried to push the ball out to the wing, out of the park. Unbelievable stuff, just unbelievable.
They actually started to play Bridge like a team that had never played together before, you know.
That's the kind of stuff I was thinking, yeah.
A pass, you know.
Total strangers.
Some of the passing was absolutely woeful to watch for professional football players. And I don't know what they've been doing all week, you know, for the game last week, for last Sunday, but I don't know what they've been working on, but whatever it was, it didn't work. And this two in midfield thing, if we can see that, and we've repeatedly spoke about it on here, if we can see that, how can Graham Murphy not see that? Because he keeps persisting with it. And he knows what teams are going to do. The Tim's done it last week, Kelly done it, and they're going to keep flooding the midfield. And it's very reminiscent to me of the Warburton days. He's found a system that worked for him a wee bit. You've got to get a few games out of it.
You on the Titan Bridge?
Sorry, bud. Sorry.
Carry on, Rudy.
It's very reminiscent of the Warburton days. He's got a system that he doesn't seem to want to change. He seems to want to just stick with this system. And it's easy for teams to play against us because they're sussed it out now. They know how to play us. So the work's already done for them because they already know how we're going to play because he doesn't seem to want to change it.
But you know,
he's got to,
sorry,
though. He's got to. Sorry. You know, that for the rest of the season, Bridge, he's got to think of something different now because that formation's been found out now.
I find, you know, my tongue gets, I'm biting my tongue and everything when I say these things. What we found on Saturday at times was even our, what I thought particularly good player against Celtic, which was a wee left back, Declan John. He didn't know what to do half the time either. When he got the ball, he didn't know whether he'd stick or pass or, you know, whatever. He just didn't know what to do. And so when he did twist, he got it wrong. And his long pass was poor at times. And on the right side, Tavernier and excuse me, Candace were going up on their merry trips as they do. And sometimes when we're good, they're absolutely brilliant for us. But see, when they're bad, they're leaving these gaps behind them as I pointed out. In my eyes, what I see, and I'm sure there's loads of guys in the lobby who think the same as me, what you see is you see people like Alves and what's his name, Russell Martin, having to cover for the fullbacks, and they don't have the pace.
They don't have the
legs for it. And there's no way, particularly that wee boy, is it Jones, is it?
Jordan Jones.
Jordan Jones. He's a fast wee guy. He's like wee Declan John. He's got pace in him, and he's not bad with the ball at his feet at times. And if he manages to get a run at Alexis Alves, he'll skin him every time. You know, too tricky. Unless Alves bits him or something. Russell Martin, as I say, our central defensive pairing Saturday didn't work out very well for us. Again, by the way, they were only playing against Chris Boy. There was nobody else there. You know what I mean? And the guy still managed to put the ball away. Oldest striker in town. Unbelievable.
I think the thing that frustrated me was, I mean, when you watch a game, I know that you've not watched it because you were watching the Celtic game for the 14th time already, but when you watch it again, or you look at some of the highlights, there was no highlights.
No.
But two chances were, well, Cummings had a half a chance, but the goalie had a save. Russell Martin sort of misclanced one in the first half and then hit the woodwork in the second. Arguably could have scored both ones. But we created very little. There was no purpose. We were slow. We were ponderous. We looked a team void ideas, void of confidence, Rudy, and that really, really disappointed me.
Aye. I mean, has that come maybe for last week, you know, because they played well in the first half. Second half, fell out it, unfortunately. And is that, well, that's comfy? Because it shouldn't do, you know. For me, playing Kelly at home, you know, they should have been looking at that and thinking, right, let's go out here, put a performance on. All right, we lost last week. We could have won it, but we didn't. We didn't play so well in the first half. Let's remedy that this week. Let's go and start as we mean to go on. That, like Bridge was saying there, 10, 15 minutes, you know, a half-decent football. No great. It was nothing great, but it was half-decent possibly for about 10, 15 minutes. And then after that, they just looked completely and utterly bereft of ideas. And as I said at the beginning, to only have 3 shots on goal in 90 minutes against Kelly in front of 50,000, a packed out Ibrox, is not and never will be anywhere near good enough for us.
Correct.
Never.
Correct. Anyway, Briggs, if people want to join us, what's the number?
Oh, they can join us on 0141 356 1972 or 1972 in old money.
Or you can join us at RangersRadio.online. You can come in and talk about all things Rangers. I think I'm trying to choose my words wisely here, Bridgeman. I thought we were void of leadership, void of any tactical awareness, void of ideas, void of pace at the back, void of creativity in the midfield. For 2 wingers with off days. Apart from that, it was all right.
You're absolutely right, 100%. You know, great modern teams, are built on a solid defence and good, really good midfielders. And if they can play wide, all the better. But if you've not got a solid defence, I'm sorry, you will struggle, and we struggled. We really, really did struggle. And we said this a couple of weeks ago when we lost, for instance, you've just lost young Bates, and you're wondering what's going to happen there. You lose McCrory. So all the steel and the central core of your team starting to drift away and dissipate. And the better players that you've had on the sidelines are starting to come back. With a bit of luck, we'll get McCrory back, and we'll get Bates back, and we'll be able to do something with it, I hope. But my goodness gracious, did we not miss Bates on Saturday? Oh, wow.
I mean, the scary thing is, Bridge, you're talking about Bates being out for about 6 weeks, aren't they?
Yeah,
if it's a ligament thing, which can be almost as bad as a break, And I mean, that's kind of frightening for me, to be honest with you.
You're wrong, Rudy. It's 4 weeks and 6 days at the moment.
But you know what I mean, though? I mean, at least Bates, boys, he's a proper defender, and he's got a wee bit of pace in his legs, It might not be the greatest centre-back in the world, but we need that boy back ASAP, and hopefully...
Anyway, Rudy, we've been joined by a caller, and then we've also been joined by Big Ulster, so I'll take the caller first. Evening, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, it's your friend from Middlesbrough here.
How you doing, Darryl?
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's not too bad, mate.
What's on your mind?
Been enjoying the snow. I've been enjoying the snow, sort of thing. I'd like to talk about our next game. I know it's not till Easter Saturday, the 31st. Motherwell away. I mean, with the performance we did against Kilmarnock, I was not a happy bunny at all.
I'll tell you that we were that bad that Sunderland would beat us.
Well, true point, to be honest. I mean, it was just atrocious from us. At least about half of our shots, I'd say, were off target. Well, at least half of our shots were off target. We need to perform better if we're going to have any chance of beating Celtic in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Because you know what Celtic are like? They beat us at Ibrox 3-2. And, Celtic aren't a team to mess about, are they? So, if we don't start performing better, we're going to get whacked in the semi-final.
Bridgeman?
Well, man, he's telling the truth. We really... my concern is long before we get to any other games. This is an international break. This our manager and our coaching teams and everybody at the club and all the players, they have to look back. They have to reflect on what's happened to them. Is it because of the Celtic defeat and they've never been able to lift themselves up, or is it because they're playing badly under a formation that they don't know? They have to get it together because we've dropped 6 points in 2 games, and we're going to come up against our next league games against Motherwell, and they've just drawn with Celtic, and really and truly they've taken points off us in the past. If we play like that against Motherwell, they'll beat us. They will beat us, and make no mistake, never mind Celtic. The teams round about us, Aberdeen will take points off us. We need to get our game back. We need to get our form back, and we need to show it on the park. To lose 7 games, I think it's 7 games at Ibrox, nothing short of disgraceful. Nothing short of disgraceful. For a Rangers team, modern team. Sorry, guys.
I mean, that's a good point you make there, Bridge. You know, I mean, the frustrating thing for me this season has been every single time the Tims have dropped points, we've got beat. Do you know what I mean? We've had 3 opportunities. You know, we could be sitting at the top of the league right now if it hadn't been for these idiotic, pathetic performances. You know, when they lost to Kelly, we get beat with Hibs, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I mean, they dropped points to Motherwell at the weekend, and we can't beat Kilmarnock at Ibrox. That's no way for a Rangers team to go about their business. You know, they should be looking
particularly the games at Ibrox. It's the games at Ibrox. And else on your mind, Darryl?
Yep.
On you go.
I mean, good point you made. I mean, you have to remember though. We have done pretty decent this season. We got to at least the top 3. You know, we're joined by Aberdeen, Celtic. You know, we're second place. You have to remember that. So a lot of the times we get better performances away from home than we do at home. But you know, that's just the way Rangers are. And some other teams are like that. Some teams will have good form at home, and some teams just won't have that look at home and just play better away.
It's for worst home for him, I believe. Bridge will know because I think he was a ball boy. But I think it's 1913 this is our worst home form since 1913. That was a hard season, Bridge, wasn't it?
I love it. Brilliant.
Going back a bit there. Yeah.
And we're home form is on a par with Partick Thistles in the league, which shows you how poor it's been. And the thing about our club, Darryl, second is the first runners-up spot. That's no good to us.
Well, I mean, I suppose second place isn't that bad. It's better than being relegated back into the Championship, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but second...
sorry, Darryl, I can't agree with you, mate. No, I've not supported the Rangers for 45 years to watch us come in second, mate. You know what I mean?
Oh, but did you take to football late, Rudy?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stats,
Motherwell.
I mean, looking at the stats-wise, Motherwell are pretty decent at home. They have a decent home form. They seem to be dropping points away from home, so we need to watch out defensively.
Third parts are always a tricky place for us to go, mate. It's a very tight park. We've had problems there in the past. But we thought we were better like that and we could go there and play with confidence. But one game seems to have sapped the confidence out the support, the team and everybody, myself included. Anything else, Darryl, before I take my other caller, mate?
Yeah, there's something I was going to ask. I think, for the summer transfer window, I think the main area to focus on is defence.
Centre half. We need a centre half.
Yeah, same thing, isn't it? So, because I think we seem to be struggling in defence and stuff with conceding goals and all the time. You know, it needs to stop. Which part of the team would you try and strengthen in the transfer window?
First thing for me is now I've changed completely. I'm with the Bridge camp now. We need another centre half. Bridgeman.
100%. We need 2. Young Bates hopefully comes back, and you know, we need to get in people we can trust. We have to be able to trust our centre halves. And at the moment, you've seen it yourself. Make no mistake, these guys are well experienced people. The 2 centre halves we've got in the team, and experienced people can normally make up for whatever weakness is there. But the weakness that we had on Saturday is we couldn't beat Chris Boyd. There you go. We couldn't beat Chris Boyd, and that's a big weakness. We couldn't beat him. We could hardly beat him for pace. He won quite a lot of balls in the air, and he was a big danger to us at every time. Look, they're a big team.
Yeah.
Each team we come up against now are big, strong guys, and we need the physical. We need to be physical, and if we want to, you know, you hear them in the stands, and you say to yourself, "Get in there! What you doing? Get a foot in." We need big, strong people to put the foot in, get the ball. Because that's the way of the game today.
Yeah.
So I think we're all pretty much in agreement, Darryl. It's centre half to start with, mate, with a couple of more positions. Listen, mate, thanks for the call and thank you for listening to Rangers Radio. Keep in touch, mate, and don't be a stranger, all right?
Yep, cheers, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. We've also been joined by Big Ulster. How are we doing, Ulster?
Everything's good apart from the football.
Are you sure that you weren't there on Saturday?
I promise. Scouts on.
I reckon they sneaked in. I
was very close to doing a late trip, and I didn't do it in the end. Right. Oh, I can't be blamed, boys.
Poor Ulster.
Well, give us your thoughts, Ulster. Give us your thoughts.
Well, I'm more gutted than I am angry, I think, because I thought we'd maybe started to turn a corner with added that quality into the squad, and I thought we were better for it, but that sort of brought me back to the St. Johnstone game at home. I think it's as poor, if not maybe a bit worse, to be honest. I think that's what's deflated me the most. I don't really want to single out anybody in particular, but I think it's obvious, and I think you've said it yourself, Fox, many a time, that we need to try something different at home. We need to have maybe a different formation because we're found out on it. I think actually said there that's our worst in probably in nearly 100 years. That's terrible. You know what? Home form, it's just not good enough. We need to try and change things up because it's not going to work for us. Like, that formation seems to work away from home, where teams maybe want to come out and play us, but at home we struggle big time to break teams down, and they just hold their positions, wait for us to do maybe a slack pass, and they grab the ball and they counter attack with fast wingers, and like Chris Boyd there scores pretty. You know what I mean? Chris Boyd shouldn't be scoring at Ibrox. Like, near enough every time he plays against us, I think he's scored.
That's 3 goals in the last 2 games he's scored, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, that's
top scorer in the league. Top scorer in Scotland. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
But it's sad, lads. I really did. I swear I thought we'd turned a corner and we're back to, don't want to say square one, but it feels like that, you know.
I don't think we are back to square one. I think from where we were, we have moved on a bit, and the squad, but we're still 4, 5, 6 people short, and there's a lot of question marks. I don't think we can aim too much at Saturday's performance at our goalkeeper, because he had very little to do. He made a reasonable save, and then the ball broke to Boyd and he put it in the net. So Fotheringham for me sort of cost neutral for Saturday, but Russell Martin could have scored 2 goals, didn't do a lot defensively. Big Bruno, mate, I was getting angry watching his performances. It's bizarre, he wins everything in the air, but he's slow in a week in the jail on the deck, mate.
Yeah, but he's finished, Ox. Yeah. We have to be realistic. Do you know what I mean? He is a big name, and he's had a fantastic career.
He's not as big as Mikhailichenko.
Not as big as Mikhailichenko's name, no. But Bruno Alves has seen it all, done it all. He's fantastic, centre back. As a player, yes, he was, but he's finished. We've got a player now, guys, who is done. Let's be realistic. It's like Cronshaw. I don't want to give Bruno stick. I don't want to give players like Cronshaw stick, because they were good players in their day, but we have to be realistic. These guys are finished. They just cannot do it. The brain's probably there, but the header, he can get himself into the position for a header. He can header balls all day. When it comes to the deck, he just can't do it. And I'm sure he's probably knowing it himself as well. He's probably thinking, I'm better than that, But it's just like any time comes to us all, and unfortunately Bruno Alves, time's caught up with him, and he's a finished article for me. He's just done.
Time catches up with us all. Rudy Bear, is that Alves?
It seems like it, doesn't it? I think we've maybe got about 3 seasons too late, unfortunately. I was so excited when we signed him. I couldn't believe that we were getting a player of his quality, and I'm thinking, here's the kind of guy we want at the back. He'll come in, he'll marshal the defence, leadership, experience and bucket loads. And I was so excited. I thought, here we go. This is a proper defender we're getting, a proper centre back. and he's been such a letdown, and it's like you say, very akin to Cranshaw. Occasionally a Cranshaw will do something exceptional, a great pass, or he'll have a crack shot or whatever, a free kick or whatever. But that's all you'll get at a Cranshaw, and it's the same with Alves, as Big Ulster said there, he'll win headers all day long, but on the ground he's as slow as anything, and he's a nightmare at the back now because he's that slow that he's rattling into players and he's getting away fouls left, right and centre now, and you can't do that in a modern game because no matter who you're playing, there's always somebody around about that, in the opposing team who's fairly good with the free kicks for the edge of that 18-yard box, and it's unfortunate, but Crancher's got to go in the summer, Crancher as well, but Bruno's got to go in the summer, unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
There's a 2-year contract, mate, that's the problem, unless we can shake hands and he'll move on, mate, either that.
Well, they'll have to try, hopefully they can come to some kind of accommodation.
I'm going to guess he'll be on anything for 12 on upwards, mate.
I would imagine so. He won't be cheap.
Because we got him for nothing, so he might even be on as much as 20.
Yeah.
So it's £1 million, mate. £1 million, mate.
I know. For the performances we're getting out of him just early, it's just not there for me at all, I'm afraid, that centre-back position is certainly going to be looked at. I know you mentioned it a few minutes ago there. That's going to be looked at come the summer. Hopefully Mark Allen's doing his work behind the scenes now, and he's looking at that. It has to be, because we need cover there during the summer. That's got to be fit.
What a big 6'7" giant. That's what
the boy at Ross County.
He'll do for me. He's with an English team, Derby County or something like that, that's really and truly. You've got to bring, if you brought that boy in and paired him up with Bates, and you've got Cardozo as a backup, or another as a backup, and bring other youngsters through and concentrate on defence and get good defensive coaches, you should be able to do it. I mean, by the way, we're not alone. If you look at the Cross of City there, and they've got mega bucks and they've paid a lot of money for their defenders, and some of them are quite poor as well.
Yeah, but it's not just the defenders, mate. But we might get the personnel in. We're going to have to get a manager that looks at our shape, mate. No. We've got a problem with our.
Are we ready to talk about the manager yet?
No.
Well, for instance, how many times have you said you don't even, if things is not going right in a game, you don't necessarily have to change the personnel on the park. I mean, you've said it repeatedly over the last few weeks, so you don't have to change your personnel on the park, but you need to look at your plan and think, right, this is not working, let's change shape a wee bit and see what happens here. But Graham Murray doesn't even seem to be able to do that. He doesn't seem to want to do that.
You're quite right, Rudy. And if you're listening, Mr. King, I could be persuaded.
This is nothing, though. I know we're talking about that, man. That's the last thing you should be talking, because at Ibrox, we didn't score a goal. Do you know what I mean? At Ibrox, we should be pummeling teams like Kilmarnock. I know they've been playing very well, for their standard, done well, but we should be beating teams that got pretty easily. And yes, after the game, coming away maybe with a 3-1 victory, you pick holes in your defence and think to yourself, look, if we come up against a really good side here, we're gonna have problems. But it's frustrating even more that it takes one goal for Kilmarnock to come away from a victory at Ibrox. That's just not good enough.
Good point,
when you watch us going forward, and at least on Saturday the Kilmarnock backed right up into their own half, and even 10 yards inside their own half. So they've got their whole team is, like within 30 yards or 30, 40 yards of the goal. And to try and pick the pass, we need really good players. And yes, we've got good players that can do that, I must admit. But my goodness gracious, these guys are tenacious. That Kilmarnock team were just tenacious. They went out and they faced Rangers down. Let them come in. Let them come in.
The captain was man of the match, mate. The captain.
There you go. What can you say?
His name? Dicker or something?
Yeah.
I think
there's nothing we can do. And when they got the ball from their defence, they had a couple of guys that could run. And as soon as they start to run against our defence, you're going to have Mr. What do you call him? Mr. Tavernier having to burst his lungs to try and get back, because all our other defenders can do is just chase them out to the front, out to the side rather. And it's really poor.
I'm glad you mentioned Tavernier, mate, because I didn't think Tavernier. Well, I don't think any of our players get past marks. Maybe Doherty for effort,
but the only one for me
for effort, mate. It wasn't for. he wasn't fantastic. But what I'll say is there's a problem with our setup with our fullbacks, mate. We expect too much from them, and we've got to make our mind up what we want, and that's up to the management team. We expect Tavernier and we expect Declan John to be up 30 yards for the other team's goal. If somebody punts the ball 60 yards in their direction, but why we set up, they can't be there. I don't care how good a player you are, Ulster, you can't be in two places at once.
Nope. This is it. This is a problem we've had. You know, it's when we're playing well, you know, when we've got teams attacking us, and you know, and they're leaving spaces, we can cut them open, and we've proved that these last few games, especially our away form. Our away form is pretty good, to be honest, and we can cut teams apart. But when teams, as you say, are sitting in the way they are, and we're throwing like some of our fullbacks up, it's easy for them to pick out the fast wingers and hit it over the top. And I think Jones done that most of the game, to be honest. He can, as you say, if our fullbacks aren't there, if they're up on attack, how can they be in defence? And then that leaves you with people like Alves, who we know who's very, very slow. And you've got boys like Chris Boyd matching him for pace. I think Chris Boyd had a field day, to be honest. I think we played into their hands.
That would have been a good race if they'd have done a full length of the park at half time.
It'd still be starting there now.
But come back to the fullbacks, Bridge. Obviously, you played centre half, but fullbacks don't like being too quick to their places. Centre halves don't like being too quick to their places because there's too much space between them. And we've got to decide if we're going to play with a three or we're going to have our shape's all right to try and do that system. We expect too much for the fullbacks. Bridgeman.
If your fullbacks are going to go up, everything's great and it looks great as long as you're successful. And success doesn't need to be a goal. It could be a good chance, a shot at goal, somebody get a good cross in, the header goes over the bar. It's fine as long as the ball goes out of play and you can get yourself back into position again. But we continuously go up there and lose the ball or try to cross it in and don't get it over past the first man even. And you're not causing any problem. Or indeed you get it over the first man and go straight to the goalkeeper, who in turn takes his players out and they all run past their players and leave them up there. And all of a sudden you've got 5-on-3 or 5-on-2 coming through you. And your midfielder nowhere. And your wide men nowhere. They just can't get back. They're just not the way we play. The way we play, we should be having shots at goal. We've got enough possession to have these shots at goal. Mr. Murty, a question's been asked already tonight. We wonder what it is they do. How do they practice? Who do they practice against? Do they practice against a team that's got 10 men inside their box plus a goalkeeper? Yeah, have we practiced that?
Well, we all knew how Kilmarnock were going to set up. Anyway, we'll be joined by Fox, I think has just thawed out for Saturday. How we doing, Fox?
Good evening, guys.
How we doing, mate? All right, mate?
There's not much for me to say, mate. Most of the boys have covered all my gripes, but it's easy to play against us at Ibrox, mate. The fans demand that we press forward all the time, and because we're at home, we attack all the time. And teams just sit back. They get the possession at one time, and they find that our full-backs are up the park, mate. I don't know, it's happened that many times to us this season. And I was thinking to myself on Saturday, I think that's 7 games we've lost at home this season or something, innit?
Yeah.
2 to Hibs, 2 to Celtic, 1 to Kilmarnock, 1 to St Johnstone, Hamilton.
I was just thinking to myself, see if we'd get 7-0 draws out of that, mate, we'd be chasing Celtic at the moment. The fact is, we're so bad at Ibrox, mate, is for their reasons. We're forced to go all-out attack. The longer the game goes on, the players get more desperate and find themselves out of position all the time. We lose our shape and we lose a sucker goal. And I don't know how many times that's happened in these 7 games, mate. I don't know how we've got a good record away from home because teams attempt to have a wee go against us when we're playing at their grounds. We seem to find more room for attacking and we get to use the pace of the front four that we've got, mate. But at home, just sit back, probably 8 in the defence and a couple of 2 players forward with a bit of pace, and that's what they done.
So you're a studier of football, Fox. You're quite a good judge. So what would you do then?
See, quite honestly, I know people would say, but see teams that come and sit there, mate, we just open up to them, and it's madness doing the same thing all the time. But 2 midfielders had to cover for our 2 defenders who are so slow. We can't risk playing the offside trap in case they spring them or they put a ball at the top of them. It's just a nightmare at the moment, mate. Hopefully when we get a couple of players back that's more defensive minded, we can solve this problem. But at the moment, mate, we're just a shambles.
Foxy, can I ask you a question? Oh, sorry, pal. I thought you'd finished.
I was just going to add, see teams that come to Ibrox, mate, supposed to be an entertainment thing we're all going to every week. I was sitting there, and you're sitting there freezing cold, mate, and there's nothing to cheer you up. It's the most depressed. I'd rather spend 90 minutes in jail, mate, to be honest with you, half the time.
Don't remind me.
Or in the bar.
What are you going to say, Bridge?
I was going to ask all of you, and the guys in the lobby as well, is it just me, and probably it will be? You mentioned, Oxter, you thought the goalkeeper did not too bad.
Well, there's nothing to do, did he?
No, see that goal? I asked the question, I've only seen it on the news. I asked the question why he palms the ball out and not palms it, but over, out the way to, not out the way, but sideways, and let it, just get a touch on it and let it go past the post. But he seems to me to have pushed the ball forward back into the danger area. And of course, that's where Chris Boy put it, but no problem. Thank you very much, because there's nobody else there. I don't know whether it was a mistake or was it just my eyes deceiving me.
I think he made okay. I've only seen it at the time on Saturday. I've not watched it since. I've not been able to force myself to watch it. I know Rudy's watched it 15 times since Saturday. But I thought it was an okay. Did you, Fox? I mean, I thought it was okay.
You should have pushed it in the post, mate. Once you knock it out back into the 6-yard box, mate, it's a 50-50 chance it can 41 of them. You should make sure as a goalkeeper that you push it away to the side, mate. You should never hit a ball, a save and push the ball into the 6-yard box, mate. That is lethal, you know.
You're just asking for trouble as a goalkeeper, Fox, when you do that. I agree with you.
I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
I'm not going to ask all school blue to put it in the lobby because I don't want to cheer everybody up. Watch it. I'll bow to your greater knowledge, Fox.
At the time, I thought it was a poor save, mate. It was a save, but it might have. I don't even know if it was getting in, mate, to be honest with you.
I think it was a save. He had to make it.
But if you're making the save, mate, you push it away for the goal. You don't push it, save it, and knock it back into the 6-yard box, as I say. Actually, Boyd done. I was quite surprised he was as athletic as that, because he had to swivel and to get a contact with him, and striker's instinct, mate, he made it and it went into the net.
I'm awful pleased that you guys, most of you guys agree with us except Oxter. Well, I'm not surprised there, with Partick. He disagrees with everybody. But really and truly, I was disappointed in that. When I saw it at Ibrox, I thought, that's a goal. Goalkeeper's managed to make a good save. Just thinking like Ox was thinking. A good save, got down there, stopped the ball, and big Boydie just popped it in the net. But that was really, I would suggest that's maybe one of only 3 or 4 touches that Boyd had the whole game. But I have to say that Kilmarnock are a shower of big, fit, athletic guys, and they've got a big heart, every single one of them. They just kept us shape. Absolutely.
They just kept us shape, Bridge, and made me answers to it.
Oxy, see when they started playing football, their close control was fantastic. They were really brilliant. Their short passing, they were running into... Okay, but sometimes we might manage to outman them, and you end up with maybe 4 against 2. but they've still got the ball, and they come out, all of a sudden you see them coming out of the crowd, and they've got the ball at your feet and going, what is this about? Why can't we do that? We couldn't do it. We couldn't.
See, one of the players of the match for me, Bridge, yeah? See that Malumbo? What a player that boy is, man. Big, strong, powerful, pacey. He's exactly what we need in our midfield, that boy, so he is. And we don't have a player like him.
I have to say, I was more impressed with him the last time he played against Rangers.
I thought the boy Dicker was first appearing this time.
I think that this time,
captain.
I think this time he was probably asked to man mark for a big chunk of the game. No doubt when he got free, he's a clever player and a quality player. I don't know whether he's toiling under maybe too much muscle, not too much weight, but you wonder when you see him playing and he loves walking or running with the ball. He looks really good on it, and you wonder what he's doing at Kilmarnock, because he's a really good player. He looks it anyway. But I thought he wasn't quite as impressive in my eyes, because we were all talking about him. We were saying, this boy's really good. We need to watch him. But I thought Goss did no bad, and then they went head to head on it, and they sort of broke up with each other a couple of times. But I think Goss played him well in the first half. Obviously, the second half wasn't there. So
the thing about it is, the substitution of bringing Jason Holt on. Jason Holt's a guy that you cannot fault his effort, his endeavour. I'll take this one to Fox first. We'll take it round the panel, but he ain't somebody that's going to make that killer pass, Fox, and that's what we lack in midfield.
That's not in Jason's game, mate, but he's got the work rate and the closing down abilities, which would have helped. Actually, for once, I'd agreed with you, and I'd have took Windass off, mate, and brought Jason Holt on to gaze the three in the middle. But he'd taken Goss off. Now, Goss didn't have a great first off, but he was the only one in the team that was capable of putting a good enough ball to somebody up front, mate. Once he went off, we had nobody that could really pass the ball. And I'll tell you another problem we've got is, I like both were set up so in the wing, Candias and Taverner and Declan, John and Murphy, mate. But see, when they break forward, they trail each other, mate. If one of them goes to the inside and one goes to the outside, you then make four in the middle. Do you know what I mean? With Alangwe, Goss and Docherty. But they don't, they're like a train track, mate. They run down the wing, they stop, pass it back to each other, wee triangles, but they don't actually take up any room in the park. They stick to the train lines, mate, up and down the wing for me. And if Taverner's breaking forward, if he is going to do it, he should move to the sort of inside right position in midfield to give us more bodies in there. Instead of we get so far up the park, Candias stops and looks for Taverner, and then they start passing this ball between them, and we get nowhere. You know, and they don't open up the pitch, as I was going to say, at times.
There was a lot of times on Saturday when you watch your Candias at the ball and everybody comes close to him. And then it's just easy to mark. There's nothing behind, nothing to worry about. People aren't hiding because they're coming to try and get the ball, but the options are limited because they're all nice, wee, tight, 10 yards passes. There's nothing else on. With nothing in the box. It was like watching Warburton's team again. Ulster.
Yeah, it was like watching the Warburton team. We got to the final third and we run out of ideas. And that we remember that well last season. That happened quite often. A bit like you're saying, I think on Friday I'd said the same. Maybe start Windass, but if it wasn't going well for him, he wasn't helping out. We should have hooked him and then put Holt on. At least give us another body. I know he doesn't maybe give you killer passes, but at least he gets in there, he gets stuck in. It's an extra body. But I think Fox makes a really good point there because he's right. We know we've said it loads of times. We've given plaudits to the partnerships that we have on either wing. But when it's not working, say 40, 15, 60 minutes in the game and it's not working and you're not getting anywhere, then maybe you do need to try and, instead of following each other out there, as Fox says, come into the midfield and make other options, make different options. Because when it's not working, I think even all of us could agree the last 20, 25 minutes there, I just got a feeling that we could have played for another hour. And I bet, the only other team would have probably scored, in my opinion, would have been Kilmarnock, probably with another breakaway, because we just weren't getting a goal. We were running out of ideas, and we kept doing the same things. And when it's not working for you for so long, you're going to have to try and change something up, or you're not going to get results. You're not going to break these teams down by doing that.
Yep. Bridgeman, and then last word before the tune to Rudy Bear.
Yeah, we know we've got to do these things. We really do have to change. We have to find a shape that's favourable to our teams, and we have to become... I mean, the manager mentioned it himself, saying that we should have a Fortress Ibrox, and maybe he's been listening to this programme, because I've been shouting about that for a long time. I'm not alone. Most of the guys want a Fortress Ibrox. We want to go to Ibrox, and Foxy was saying that it's true. You want to go to Ibrox and come away with a smile. Sometimes even as you get beaten a bit by a better team or whatever, or you make an absolute blunder and it can't be helped, But to play like that, and no form, no proper shape, and the liabilities that we've got in defence, particularly the way those two centre-halves were playing. Now, no harm to them. They may be injured, they may be still carrying injuries, and we're forcing them to play. Maybe if we had two fit centre-halves, they wouldn't get a game. Not for another month or two. I don't know. But we're definitely dregs at the bottom of the bottle here. We need to get back to winning. We need to get our form, we need to get our shape, and we need to win. Because when you go to at this type of league here, we're second in the league, but we're just second in the league now. Aberdeen have got a game in hand, they'll go a point in front of us if they win, and then it's all hell. Every single team we're coming up against now all hate us and all want to kick lumps at us and want to take points off us because we're a huge scalp, and we're going to tumble down the league if we play like that. That's the truth.
Last word to Rudy.
We've went through the sort of, been really happy about the way things were going there for a few weeks, a few games, watching some good individual performances. In the space of 7 days, we went from that to this, and we're sitting here tonight and we're talking about a performance that was probably one of the worst performances of the season, easily. And I tell you what, that's really saying something. If you think about some of the performances in the first half of the season, there's problems there at the park that's got to be looked at for me. There's too many in midfield at Ibrox isn't working. That Graham Murphy's got to sit down and look at that. Specifically, that for me is a huge problem. Josh Windass, I hope we're going to touch on that boy at some point, because that's like playing with 10 men. I think that'll
be a whole special show when it's on.
That's playing with 10 men. It's as simple as that. And you can talk about his assists, you can talk about the goals he scored, but too often, for me, the boy goes missing. It's as simple as that. He did it against the Tims, he scored a goal, I think it was about the 3rd minute, and then disappeared for the rest of the game, apart from one or two passes. As far as the weekend goes against Kelly, the only player that comes out with any credit for me is Greg Docherty, and even Greg Docherty's passing at times was as shonky as anything. So it was, I don't have any idea what happened on Saturday, because I would have thought they'd have been totally up for that game, considering how they lost the week before to the Tims. So they should have been totally up for that, bursting to get out onto that park and get the win under their belt again. Instead of that, we've went 2 games defeated now. And losing, Ox, becomes like winning. It becomes a habit when you lose. We saw that, And the performances at Ibrox, it isn't working. And Graham Murphy has got to find a way to make it work, because it's not working. You don't lose all the points. You don't lose 7 games at Ibrox and drop so many points at Ibrox when it's working. It's just obviously not working. He's the manager. He's the one that's got to find a way to sort that.
It'll be Graham Murphy or any other. Anyway, if you don't mind going on mute, lads, if you want to join us after the tune, it's 0141 356 1972, or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. Let's go on mute and we'll have a tune for our Fox.
Market Way, there is a team who always wear the white and green, but when they meet those boys in blue, they simply haven't got the glue. So higher yet up to the sky, we'll keep isn't blue, they simply have not got a clue. So higher yet up to the sky, we'll keep the blue flag flying high. Wherever we go, we'll fear no foe, we'll keep the blue flag flying high.
Did you get that, Fox? The new releases?
I thought it was kind of up for the night, mate.
Yeah,
Nice and
yeah,
slow and dour, just like the game on Saturday.
Just let us on here at the moment.
Aye.
Slow and dour. Once again, if people want to join us, it's 0141 356 1972 or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. Okay, so obviously we've touched on briefly Jason Cummings. It'd be interesting to hear Fox and Ulster's point on Jason before we move on.
Jason Cummings, mate, had no support, he never get any real chances created for him, mate. He had a wee stab at a half shot in the first half, which could have beat the keeper, but unfortunately he saved it. The rest of the game anonymous, just like the rest of the team, mate.
Ulster?
I can't really pick too much out in Cummings' performance, so no service given to him. He's run about like a headless chicken. I think he was maybe trying to get him to just find the ball. Obviously, when we got down to attacking positions, we just couldn't do it. And when we got balls out to the wing, the balls coming in were dire, to be honest. I felt bad for him, to be honest. And I think even Morelos probably does give you a lot more, obviously, in strength. And, you know, up on his own there, he can maybe create spaces, hold the ball up for you. But I think Morelos would have struggled big time as well in that game. The service was terrible. And I think if we are going to play Cummings, I think we'll need to try, we'll have to try and change it up and maybe get two up there somehow. Because he'll feed, I think he's more of a feed off. Another attacker to get his chances because he can't finish. But you could have played anybody there, as you said. You could play anybody in that position, actually. You'd have got the same result, mate, unfortunately.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So that was one big talking point. Obviously, Graham Murray was another big talking point, but we'll keep that. I'm not going to take this one to Rudy. I'm going to go again to Fox, the enigma, and then we'll go to Bridge. The enigma that is Josh Windass, particularly at Ibrox, mate. Put your finger on it.
Doesn't he get the room to show what he can do at Ibrox, mate? That's the problem. I know, I don't know, I never seen any film at all for the game, but I was watching Windass because I knew he'd be in for either praise or condemnation when we came on Monday night. So I watched him in the first half, and there was about 4 attempts. He made runs, mate, into the clear, and we couldn't find him. He ended up, I seen him after the third time going back and talking to Goss, mate. He was making runs and we weren't finding him. And then he's up the field and then he's out of position. And he runs like F to get back into the middle again, but he's chasing shadows after that, mate. I would have took him off because we couldn't find him either, mate. And he was a waste of a jersey because we didn't have the quality to find him and his runs at the same time, mate.
All right, fair enough, mate. I mean, I think you've been kind there, but I think fair comment. Bridgeman, what the punter's saying about you?
Windass is... everybody realises Windass has got great skills, but we don't play the formation that suits him. We just don't. Sometimes, let's see against Celtic the first 10 minutes, he was wonderful. Scored a fabulous goal, lifted his game, and then all of a sudden, just went away for it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he's 5 yards away from wherever he's supposed to be. We've seen that in players. You think to yourself, well, there's a ball's going to come in here now. I'll get in there and get it. And all of a sudden you say, no, I'll just hang back. But too late, the ball's in. And these are the kind of things that's happening to him. It looks like that, and he is an enigma. most assuredly is an enigma. I don't know if he touched the ball half a dozen times on Saturday. I just don't know if he did or not. And I think, I don't say that we all cheered, but certainly under our breaths we were saying, when he took off, we were saying, thank God, it's been a... But then again, the people that came on never did much better, truth be told.
No, we never improved. We never
turned the game at all.
Can I ask you, Bridge, did you think it was fair to clap him off the park?
Well, no, honestly, but I think that's the support. The fans are giving him a support. I'm hoping it wasn't sarcasm by the fans.
It was, mate. It was, of course it was. It wasn't free.
It was because he was being taken off, they were pleased, mate.
Yeah, I'm saying that, and I was thinking, if you were not happy, I don't believe and agree with them sarcastically clapping any Rangers fan, a Rangers player rather. Let the guy go off the park and be done with it. He might be clapping sarcastically. There are two ways you could look at that. Clapping the manager sarcastically for making the bloody decision in the first place. It's about time or worse to that effect. I think that might be the decision. Mind you, used to say, Foxy, you used to say that Penna is going to cost Kashina his job. And you used to say that religiously, and you were right, 100%. Well, I've been saying this, excuse me, about, I'll say this now, Morelos, the decision not to play Morelos may be the last decision our manager's actually made, and it's going to cost him major. That's going to cost him big style.
Do you know what I can understand about that, Bridge? Sorry for cutting across you.
Not at all, carry on, pal.
When we heard Graham Murray getting interviewed before the game, he said that the reason, he said Morelos has played a lot of football and he needs a break. I get that. But we stopped for 2 weeks after Saturday's game.
Everybody that's listening in, forgive my language, that was just shite. That was utter rubbish our manager spoke. Yeah. There's absolutely no excuse other than he didn't want him to play because it's kind of punishment, right, for some of his poor play against Celtic or poor finishing against Celtic. His play against Celtic was magnificent. As usual, a wonderful, great exponent of the art of physical contact football. He can do it. He's a big, strong fella, and we're playing against one of the biggest teams in the league, and we're putting one of the smallest strikers in the league on against him. I'm sorry, it just didn't make sense to me, nor a lot of the boys run about me.
Anyway, we've also been joined in our company, Rudy, talking about big strikers. We've been joined by Travel. Evening, Travel.
Good evening.
Evening, Travel.
Rudy, your internet's fine, mate. I'm calling you from Norway, so you'll be fine. We won't lose.
Oh, in Norway.
Got yourself, Travel.
You were on my favourite subject there, that's why I had to call in. Or my favourite subject at the moment.
We've not got any injured players yet.
No.
On you go, mate. What's on your mind?
The manager's wind us blind. That's what it is.
Aye.
He can't see past them. And I'll say it again. If we continue to play Windass and our bigger games, let's say, we will not win any of these games, whether it's against Kilmarnock, Hibs or Celtic. I just can't see it. The boy does not do enough to help out the rest of the midfield. He might fancy himself as a bit of a show pony in that number 10 position. He is nowhere near that type of player yet. Well, a lot of folk used to say that Davy Cooper was a luxury. Davy Cooper delivered. Windass is a luxury, and he's no delivering. See that last game against the Rotters last week? All I was wanting was Windass just to go and stone on Scott Brown, and he didn't get near him. I just needed him to do something to help out the midfielders. See, when you've only got two there, fighting. And Goss isn't that type of player. Goss is your football player. We should never have took Goss off. He should have put Jason Holt on, but he needed to have Goss on there. I'd take on board what Fox had said. The creativity disappeared as soon as Goss went off. Goss was struggling. He needed another body to help him out. And yet again, we're just getting caught out with lack of numbers in midfield. It wasn't working. It's how many games in the big games have we seen that it's not working? Why does he not try and change it? And he was just panicking. He was just throwing bodies, and it wasn't working. There was no formation. There was no shape to us. By the end of the game, all the forwards on, but nobody put the ball into them. it was heartbreaking watching it.
I'm sure we'll come to the manager on these decisions once we're finished. Windass, Rudy, you were coming in there, mate. Use your thoughts.
I don't know if I can say much more about Windass than I've already said. He's a show pony, you know. You're 2-0 up, 3-0 up, you know, he'll score you a goal, that type of thing. I mean, but against the Tims last week, he scores a blinder of a goal, as I said, 3 minutes into the game, and then that's it. You get absolutely nothing else off him. And scoring a goal, even against Celtic in an Old Firm game, isn't enough. You can't just score a goal and that's it. You're done for the day. You know, there's another 87 minutes to be played after that when you have to contribute. You know, you need 11 men playing against Celtic when you play them. You know,
Rudy, it's 87 hard minutes, and he's not going to give you that effort and determination that you need during the hard minutes. He's going to disappear.
That's right, and that's what he does on a regular basis, Trouble. He does it on a regular basis, and it's like you say, Graham Murphy seems to be blind to this boy. You know, he gets way too many minutes on the park for my liking. You know, there's times when, I mean, sometimes I wouldn't even start with him. I'd have him on the bench. I'd bench him, you know, and I'd let him sit there cooling his heels on the bench for a wee bit, you know.
We benched the rank player on Saturday.
That's right, I'd say that. I said the exact same thing. I mean, absolute pelters Cummins was getting over the last couple of days. And why? He get absolutely no service whatsoever. What are you expecting of a boy who doesn't get any service? You know? And everybody was going... And something I do want to touch on that Bridge mentioned there about the reason why Morelos got dropped. Morelos got dropped because of the sitters he missed against the Tims. That was the first reason. The second reason Morelos got dropped was because of the pressure that the Rangers support were putting Graham Murphy under to play Cummins. That's why Cummins played on Saturday. That's one of the big reasons why he played on Saturday. But to play Cummins up there on his own, that's no Jason Cummins' game. He can't play like that as a one-man front line. You need somebody up there beside him. And you're right, they dropped the wrong man. They should have dropped Windass, and they should have played Morelos and Cummins up front together. They should have. You're right, Troll.
I don't want to stick up too much for Windass, mate, but 12 goals and 6 assists isn't doing nothing for the side, mate.
Against who, but Fox?
He scored against everybody nearly, mate.
But look at the last week against the Rotters. What did he do? He scored a goal. Everybody was raving about the goal. Fair enough. But he done nothing else. Nothing else.
But is that not because of what I was saying in Saturday? He does make good runs, mate, but we don't find them half the time. It's easy. I'm no thing, mate. I sit up in the stand and I see all the gaps and everything else. But when you're doing it player level, mate, I don't think our players see the runs he makes half of the time. And as I say, it's not a bad return. I mean, we're going on. Morelos is a great team player, mate, but he's only 1 goal and 2 assists behind what Windass has done for the team, mate. And our next best scorer after that, mate, is Taverner. There's nothing coming for the midfield, and our big problem in Saturday was we couldn't get MD into the box because our players were stuck out in the wings. There was nobody attempting to get into the box to give Cummins a horn either. But Windass might have done that in the second half. I don't know. I could understand why Murty took him off. But he pops up in games and gets his vital goals, mate. And if Jason Cummins, for instance, had scored 12 goals in 6 assists right up to this point, we wouldn't even be thinking of dropping him. And he offers nothing to the rest of the team but score goals as well.
But Jason Cummins is a striker, Fox.
So is Windass.
He's no playing that position, is he? He's no playing a striker's position.
He's playing behind the striker, mate, and when he's played with Morelos, all our goals come for they two, mate.
But you've heard Murty saying how he's looking for more work after Jason off the ball. When we've not got the ball, he's looking for him to do more. All I'm saying is see if he dropped back into midfield and gives us a horn in midfield when we don't have the ball.
The thing is, most of the time he's up front, he's chasing back, mate. He can't get back in time to get the midfielder on out, mate. The thing is, we're not utilising the player fully. We don't utilise his pace, and he's a good finisher.
So see when Graham Dorrans gets back to being available for selection.
Yep.
Are you saying you're going to drop somebody at the midfield to make space for for Graham Dorrans, or are you going to look at changing Windass for him?
I don't know. I don't know where Dorrans is going to play. Our problems are in midfield, mate. He's part of the striking four up front, mate. Candias, him, Murphy, and the main striker, mate. That's for four attacking options.
Yeah, I would class Windass as part of the midfield three, as opposed to being the forward four. That's where I think Windass should be. He should be helping out the midfield, and he's not doing it. That's where
the whole problem with that, Travel, is he can't do it. He's not capable of doing it. He's never shown that once to me that he's capable of doing it.
He's made comments about tackling's not his game.
Aye, but there you go. You know, for me, Graham Dorrans, I'd much rather see Graham Dorrans in that position because he is a proper midfielder. Windass, isn't he? You know what I mean? You're talking about playing a formation 4-2-3-1. He's supposed to be part of the midfield. But he's missing in the midfield all the time.
No, mate.
You know what I mean?
That's different. Your midfield consists of enough. The way we are playing the two in the middle. His role is patrolling between the defence and their midfield, mate. And that's where he does appear. Fox. If we can't find him with the ball.
I can't agree with you, man.
Fox, see when we're playing against Falkirk or St Johnstone, I'm with you that he should be more offensive, right? Because we're going to be the team that's pushing and attacking all the time. But see when we're playing against Kilmarnock, Hibs, Celtic, when they've got strong midfields, when they've got extra numbers in midfield, this is where I'm saying Windass needs to become a more intelligent player and use his space, his time, his effort a wee bit more sensibly, and he doesn't do it. That's what I'm saying, Fox. It's the bigger games where we're playing against a decent midfield. He's no helping out his other two midfield counterparts. That's what I'm saying, Fox. And I know the boy's got talent, and he scored a lovely goal. I'm not disputing that, but when it comes to playing against bigger the higher teams that have got a stronger midfield, I need to see more of him, and it's not happening. That's where I'm getting so frustrated watching him. So for me, I'd drop him. I'd drop him against Celtic. The
man before him who was trying to play that role was Kenny Miller, and he got accused of the same thing, mate. That he wasn't helping out the midfield, he was tracking back but wouldn't put a tackle in, etc. It's the position he's been asked to play. He's playing in an attacking midfield role. And he halfway between our attack and our midfield, mate. But our midfield are a way back because they're playing as defensive midfield. There must be 40 yards between them, and he's supposed to fill in that gap. It's not possible, mate, when teams are breaking. He can't get back.
So should we change the formation?
But that's why he should be dropped, and the formation should be changed then. Because it's not working, folks.
Can I come in there, guys?
You're learning, Rudy. One at a time, one singer, one song.
Wait till I finish. I mean, I'm the manager, mate, and we're suffering for a shortage of midfield players. But as I was saying a wee bit early, maybe the right substitution would have been to bring Cardozo on, mate. Go to three at the back, put Taverner in the midfield, and put John to the left, and bring in Jamie midfield into the inside left position to give us the five in the midfield. But as I say, as the way we play, they go up and down on the rail tracks, mate, base sides.
Aye. Yeah. I agree with you there, Fox. I agree with you there. Aye. Straight up and down with them. You know what I mean? I agree with you there, but it isn't working, Fox. I mean,
no, it's not working.
It tells you that. Look at the results at Ibrox. It's just not working, and it's working out.
Anyway, we've been joined. I'm going to go to Bridge first, and then after Bridge is finished, we've been joined by our George Logan. When you go Bridge, and then George.
I was just to add to that, in my opinion, Windass is playing, or supposed to be playing, the sort of the second striker or the shadow striker, call it what you like, whatever young
Ibrox. It's a shadow, all right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he needs to play like at the top of the diamond, but at that time, to do that, he has to be able to defend a wee bit. The truth of the matter is, he doesn't have the heart. You saw him sort of pulling away for a number of physical challenges. I don't mean booting, I mean physical challenges. And each time, both him and Mr. Goss, I must admit, Goss was getting brushed aside. He wanted to do it, but he couldn't. But Windass is a big fella and strong. He looks strong. He should be able to do these things and get in and fight for the ball. I don't mean physically get in there and leather people. Well, he could do that as well if he wanted. But no, I think that's what he lacks. He lacks his positional play. When he's on his game, when he wants to do it, and you can see he can do it, and that's probably against the lesser opposition. He comes in, he plays, he scores good goals, gets us into good positions, and it means each goal he scores is quite good, you know. But really, against top teams like that, they're going to murder you, press you up right into your face, and let you know about it as well, both verbally and physically. And he backs away at that. That's one of the problems he's got.
Anyway, we've been joined by George Logan. Evening, George.
Hello, George.
Hi,
How are you doing?
Everyone are right what you're saying there. I mean, hello?
On you go, George.
You hear me, aye? Every single one of you are right in what you're saying there. You've all got an argument for the case. Windass, all for him game. Should have been substituted off after 10 minutes. Never kicked a ball for the rest of the game. That would have been easy. I sat and I watched him the second half. The 45 minutes to 58 minutes was the first time he touched the ball in the second half. No, nobody's saying he should be running about looking for the ball every time, but a forward going midfielder should have had the ball before that. The one straight away, as soon as they went down to 10 men, we should have brought on a substitution. Straight away we should have done it. Now there's on Saturday, I'm standing behind Murray, watching him bringing Morales on, and whilst he's bringing Morales on, the Kilmarnock manager's watching into our dugout with a notepad, reading and watching what's happening. He shouts one of his players there and tells him this is what they're doing and this is where we're going. He's countered on that before they've even made the substitution. We've not got that. I've kept quiet about it. We can't have an under 21 manager as your coach. We can't do that.
Perfect timing, George. Perfect timing.
I've kept my powder dry for weeks and weeks and weeks about it. And
you go first, George.
Everybody was debating on here weeks and weeks ago. We beat Florentine United, whoever it was, Fraserburgh. We beat Falkirk, brilliant, taking 5 goals after these teams. Everybody's raving about it and that. But see, at the end of the day, Ox, I watched that on Saturday. I was standing behind him and I watched that guy. No, I didn't think he'll be. If folks are saying about him being the Rangers manager, I think he'll be the Celtic manager in the season. That's my honest opinion. He looked into that dugout on Saturday and he's watching Morales coming on and he shouted the other guy out and he's just written something down. He's written something down saying, this guy's coming on, this is what he's got to do. Because I've just heard them saying that and you've got to go in and you've got to counter that. And he took Chris Boyd off and he played him like a fiddle. The week before we should have brought another striker on. We went down to 10 men. They went down to 10 men. We should have brought another striker on and went for it. And they brought a striker on and went for it and beat us again. He's been outfoxed every single week. He's all right what you're saying there. Morales is in there wrong. Windass is playing well. This one thinks Windass is playing well. This one thinks Windass is playing bad. I think it's just down to the coach. He's never ever changed the game for the better, in my opinion. And by the way, he's a nice guy, but I've said it for day one. Doesn't make him a good Rangers manager. We need a manager, and I blame the board for it. We need a manager, and now it needs to happen now, Ox.
I don't know. We'll need to watch every day now, George, because we could end up with a Pedro scenario. But I'm in the same camp as you. I like Graham Murray. I don't dislike him. He doesn't wind me the way that Pedro did for the day he walked in the door. But I just don't think he's up to, he's either A, he's up to it, or he's not experienced enough, or he's not ready, whatever you want to base it on. You shouldn't be cutting your teeth in the managerial hot seat in the Rangers dugout, in my opinion. Fox.
Sorry, can you come in next, mate?
I certainly will come in when everybody. Ulster.
Yeah, well, I've stuck up for Mr. Murray for a long time on here.
Well, everybody likes him, mate. I think even George said that,
Oh, he's a very likeable guy, and of course, we all wish he would do well.
Hitler myself.
Haha. Reg, what do you think about that?
Right.
No, but it's I think we've seen, especially the last 2 weeks, that managers with a wee bit more experience have made changes in the game and obviously nullified us. And unfortunately, our manager doesn't seem to know how to change things. I think he's brought us he's done okay the last few weeks with the added quality. But when it comes to actually playing, against these more experienced managers who can tweak their teams to suit our style of play, unfortunately, our manager just doesn't seem to know how to counteract that. And once plan A, I don't want to go into all that again, but once that doesn't seem to work for us, we're stuffed then, because he just doesn't have maybe an apt enough or the experience enough to change things in our favour, unfortunately, and games dwindle away. And obviously, we've dropped 6 points these last 2 games, and I would say we probably wouldn't get rid of him just yet, because I don't want a knee-jerk reaction, obviously, but I think the board will, and I'm sure they are, Mark Allen and the rest will have to be looking and talking to different managers from now to the end of the season, and I think we'll probably will, to be honest, see a new manager coming in, and we'll just see. I don't know if Mr. Murray will have ever interview out of the club completely, or maybe go back down to youth level again. We'll just have to wait and see.
Trouble Rock and then Bridge.
I at the time I was quite happy for Graham Murty to take the job, because I didn't the names that were getting bandied about didn't impress me. They weren't any better than what Graham Murty was, talking about the Sam Allardyces and Davy Moyes and all the rest of it. They were pie in the sky for me, and I wouldn't want them anywhere near the club anyway. So until they gave me a better option, Graham Murty was probably the best at that time. Time has now moved on, and we're starting to see some of the failings I think he's got. He's too much a nice guy. Just typically what you were talking about there, the reason why he's dropped Morelos is because he's played a lot of football. We've got a 2-week break coming up here. Just come out and tell us the truth. He's not been firing the last few weeks. I'm going to give Jason Cummins a go. Just come out and say it. Be honest with us. Don't try and butter us up, and don't try and be the nice guy. The way he's come out and saying, the referees are getting a hard time yet. Did they not see what happened at the weekend there with the Thompson one? The same referee that watched your player get punched in the Hamas and didn't send the player off, but then sends off the Motherwell player for what, a miss at the weekend. Come out and criticise. We need people to stand up and say, tell us the truth, tell us exactly what they're thinking. Don't try and mollycoddle us. Don't try and fill our head with mince. We want to see the truth. The man is he's been too nice. And you know what? Nice guys win nothing.
Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think we've said a few things earlier. I think that Mr. Murty seems to have played a card on Saturday there from start to finish, and I'm afraid that it's backfired on him. And even when you brought Morelos on, the game had gone. Seriously gone. Football-wise, our players didn't know what to do. They struggled for the last 10 minutes of the first half, struggled badly. They made a wee rally at the beginning of the first half. Even Morelos managed to get through and sort of chase down a try, an attempted goal, and the defender done it. Their defence were very good, their midfield were very good, and we were crap. And Mr. Murty had, to me, played the wrong cards. And once again, his idea to bring on Morelos probably will backfire on him again. It might have been better just leaving him alone and then playing him in the next game. But what you were saying earlier, Oxley, I can't agree with anything more than what you just said when you said that. To come out and say you wanted to rest the guy, he'd been playing a lot. Sentiment, maybe sentiment, I don't know. But it's the last game. It's the last game. He's the strongest man in our team, the strongest person in our team for holding the ball up, bringing other players in. We're playing against one of the strongest, hardest teams in the country who are on form. And my God, do we need somebody to play football? We never had MD. I'm afraid Mr. Cummings was... I'm not happy Cummings. I think he's a great player, but not as a main striker. He can't be. Not in a Rangers team. It can't be.
Bridgewater.
That's me.
Rudy, if you answered this, wait a minute. I'll come back to you, Travel. Rudy, you answered this?
No, not yet, mate. No.
When you go and then we'll get Fox, then you can come in, Travel. All right, mate?
We had this discussion just a few short weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks
you and Big Al, Big Al.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't remember exactly who was on the panel that night, But me and Big Al said at the time, no, they knew. Let's wait till the end of the season, and then I'll make my decision. Well, it's done it for me. The last couple of games has done it for me now. I don't think we can do anything else but get a new manager now at the end of the season, because I really can't see us. I think we'll struggle to finish second because of the points that we've dropped, and I think the points we probably will drop between now and the end of the season, because I can't see us going between now and the end of the season and no dropping any more points, and certainly not Ibrox. I can't see us beating them in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. So for me, that just, the last couple of games for me is just, it's clarified it for me. Mm-hmm. We have to get a new manager at the end of the season. But I do agree with you, Ox, we can't do it now, because it's nonsensical to do it just now. Let's just get to the end of the season, and then whatever happens with Graham Murray happens, whether he goes back to the development squad, whatever the case might be, go back to his youth coaching again. I don't know whether he'll want to do that. If not, I think it'd be a bit of a loss, because I think he is a good coach. He's just not an experienced football manager for me, first team manager for me, I'm afraid.
All right. You back with us, Fox?
Mate.
Did you hear the point that George made?
Aye. It was a gamble, mate, to put an under-20 coach in charge. But he was the only person willing to do the job, mate. I think he's done a reasonable job. He's tried to make Rangers play football and be attractive. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's not worked out too well for us. Obviously, everybody would like to see a real big-name manager come, mate, but I like the guy for Stone. I like him. Well, I did like him up until Saturday, mate. I think he bowed to pressure to play Cummins, and if he was a good manager, he wouldn't have done that. That's my opinion on him, mate. I don't think he'll get
inexperienced, Fox.
It's inexperienced, mate. I'd like to see a decent, we would call a well-named manager coming in and keep him in the position of the top team, mate, and let him learn off of somebody. It's like you finishing your apprenticeship and going to run a site, mate, if you know what I mean. You've got to learn on your feet. Unfortunately, in football, it's results that matter, and it's not working out too well for him now, mate. All right, can I just say something about Steve Clark, mate, while we're there? See, this happened last season with Tommy Wright as well. What a wonderful manager. People were clamouring for him to be Rangers manager and everything. What's he done this season? Nothing. And I think the same thing will happen with Steve Clark, mate. He's had a couple of managerial positions, mate, at West Brom. He won a third these games, mate. And then he went, where did he go after that? Reading was something similar, mate. And if we were to take, if you didn't know who Steve Clark was when he came up, before he came up here, mate, our fans would have been horrified to see his managerial experience as well. And it's easy to set up teams to stop other teams scoring. It's no the same as playing attractive football, mate. And unfortunately for Mr. Murray, that's what we demand at Ibrox. We want to see football plus a winning team.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Travo, I'm finished.
No, Fox, I just remember the Tommy Burns team, how everybody used to tell us how they were a great football team, but they won nothing. We just destroyed them every time. We won. That's what I want to see. Fair enough, the fantasy of having a great football team and winning everything is great. And I would I'd love to see it, but see, just now I want to win the big games. And we're not doing that just now, unfortunately.
Any game at Ibrox would be a start. Any game at Ibrox.
If you look at the way Kilmarnock were on Saturday, the boy Jordan Jones is arguably the most talented player. They put him on Tavernier's side because he knows Tavernier's going to bomb up the park and leave hundreds of space for Jordan Jones to run into. Kirk Broadfoot, he got outfoxed with a boiled egg. We made him look like lazy on Saturday.
Anyway, talking about guys who like to be foxed or outfoxed or out. No, sorry, I got that all right. Anyway, we've enjoyed the global and bust.
Forget that.
I just forget that. It was funny in my head, but it never came out right.
There's loads of things funny in your head. Fox slightly stole my thunder there. I've been thinking about that as well. He did bow to pressure. A strong manager, when they bow to pressure, it slightly goes against the grain of what I've been saying. Obviously, I want Cummins to play, but a strong manager that plays best team. Do you think
the pressure has got to him that he came out with the comments at the weekend, because he's basically lying and trying to put one over on the fans. With some of his comments, he was saying that he needs a rest, he needs this, he needs that. It's basically he didn't play comments because I think he has been listening to what we've been requiring. We're obviously not right because it didn't work. So he's not the man for us. Thanks very much, but I think we will struggle for now to the end of the season, because it's the final straw, I think, that broke the camel's back. For me, it happened months ago at the Dundee game, and our league title challenge, I believe, myself, was finished that day with Hibs. He came out with comments in the 2 or 3 days prior to that Hibs game that was praising their manager. That straight away the player must have been saying to herself, because I was saying to myself, why are you talking about their manager? With such an important game coming in 1 or 2 days later, he's talking about their manager, how he gives him advice and he does this and blah, blah, blah.
Mr. Nice
so
guy.
For me, too nice. I said on here, I think when I first started calling these in, we need some sort of bulldog. But you need a manager that is consistent, but also can change it when it needs to be changed, and utilise the players. I mean, we've got Windass. Somebody mentioned, I think Windass is turning into Murray's Pena. I think that's a correct statement, because he doesn't seem to get dropped. And he's all right against the lesser teams. And I know Fox mentioned he scored against aye, that's right, but he didn't get enough in the games. He went missing against the Beast for the East. Scored a wonderful goal, but then goes missing. So why is he carrying on that? He's carrying on that because he doesn't know what else to do. It's as simple as that. And we have to get this A-lister. We have to get a manager that is an actual manager that's got a pedigree of some sort. I'm going to put 2 names to you, and I would take them just now. I'd go for Jack at St Mirren. We're taking a bit of a chance with him, or I would go straight away and get Tommy Wright, because he's ran his race at St Johnstone, but I think he might just be all right for us. The only other thing I might say about Tommy Wright is I was reading that he goes on holiday with Neil Lennon, so maybe I've put his name forward too soon. But I think maybe that Jack, fresh, young approach, it'll not cost us a lot of money, I don't think. And I think he can get a wee bit extra out of the players. And I think he's tactically a good manager. And you've seen him. One other thing that I liked about him was when he had criticism, and he took that criticism on his chin, and he went into the stands and he debated with the people in the stands. Now, they were very vociferous in their opinions towards him at the time, but he stood there casually and he took on the chin their criticism, but he then came across as a guy that can handle himself under pressure. There was no greater pressure than walking into the stands and confronting the people that dislike you. So I think he's got a lot going for him. Other than that, we will have to look outside the box and get, I don't know, whoever it could be. But looking about Scotland, they would be the 2 guys. And first on my list, I'll be going to speak to Jack. I don't know what you think.
Tommy Wright, maybe his time might have passed because of results. It's results driven, but obviously it's Ross Jack. Is it Ross Jack at St Mirren?
Aye, Ross
Jack
Jack.
Ross.
Jack
Ross. Jack Ross.
Was he at Ross Counties? Where was he before that?
No, he was at Hearts. He was at Alloa.
He was manager at Alloa.
Broke me their leg.
He was manager at Alloa.
And then he was under-20s coach at Hearts and all that. So he's got a bit about him. But what I'm saying is, just with him, he has got success under his belt. Mm-hmm. He's winning things. That's where I'm coming from. I know he's not tried and tested as such.
He'd be 20-1 if our job came up the morale, you know.
Right, okay. Look, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I know a great show, actually.
Cheers, big man.
Brilliant. No, you take care. What's your knickers in Norway?
Oh, he's got a tights wear.
Oh, it's long john. I've got here.
Oh, you got your dad's long john?
Before
you
go, we're all clamouring for a big name manager, and you're saying the likes of there, Tommy Wright and Jack Ross, mate. Surely, God, we're looking for somebody with more than that.
I
mean, if I'm not, I'm
them starting the debate off, I'll change.
Oh, that's okay, mate.
I mean,
if you're talking in the lines of maybe Van Bronckhorst, who's at least won a championship, in Holland, if we're starting at that level, then we're talking sort of big name manager. But nobody for Scotland, mate. I don't think we'd be any better off than we are now. That's only my opinion, pal. Good point you brought up.
No. I like your opinions, folks. That's the next stage of recruitment. We would have to go and look. I was listening to something this morning coming into work, and his name cropped up, actually. He's won 2 championships, but you maybe need to pay a wee bit of cash for him. That's fine. But what I'm getting at, he's won things. He knows what it's like to win things, how to change things, to be successful. Murray doesn't have that. He's learning on the job. You made a great analogy. It's like an apprentice running the job. The place goes to tip. It's as simple as that. He's not got the experience, man. He's not got the experience. Look, I need to go, guys. I need to go to McDonald's for my breakfast.
Glad to see you're still working hard, Al.
So I get it all done in the first half hour on site, and then the rest of the day is easy on it.
Cheers, big man.
Thanks again, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Take care. All the best.
George, obviously you started the debate off. It was you that raised the point. I think most people have agreed with your sentiment, mate. You still there, George?
You hear me, Ox?
I can hear you, mate. Aye.
I just think it was. A lot of you guys have been. Haven't been on the last 4 or 5 weeks because you've been trying to be positive about the guy.
We tried, George. We tried.
That's what you can do, by the way, Ox. That's what you can do. And I wouldn't like to come on here and be listening to you being positive when I knew. I just didn't. I didn't think the guy was. See, after the St Johnstone result, the Hamilton result, and the Hibs result, and then when you think the fact that we've not beat Neil Lennon at home this year, and things like that, I think to myself, we need to improve. And folk are in the lobby saying George wanted McInnes. I've never once debated that I didn't want McInnes. I thought McInnes was the best guy for the job at the time. I thought McInnes was, in fact, I kept on saying McInnes basically accepted the job. I said that a million and one times. I think I was the right guy for the job at the time. Pedro was a stupid, just a crazy appointment. And I think we needed somebody like McInnes or like the boy up at St Johnstone. Somebody like that. I think that's who we needed to come into the club. I think that's still who we need to come into the club. We need, and these guys I didn't think are going to take any. Like Foxy's saying there, Foxy's bang on what he's saying there. Everything that's been written in the papers last week that happened all for him again this week. Murty's went and done it this week. Take Windass at half time. We were all shouting last week. He's took him off at half time this week. Didn't play this one. He's failed here. A good manager, and Alex McLeish, a top manager, a strong manager, wouldn't do that. He would say to Rangers fans, "No, I'm doing this job, and this is my job box." That's schoolboy errors. And even the bench on Saturday, see the bench on Saturday, that just tells you everything. For me,
three centre forwards, mate.
Who was the 3 centre forwards, Ox, on the bench on Saturday?
Miller, Herrera, and Morelos.
Herrera shouldn't be on the bench. Miller shouldn't be on the bench. We must have 2 young laddies. We're all raving. You're on here raving. Young Ibrox is on here raving about all these young laddies. We must have 2 young laddies that can replace him on that hangway. Now, Halliday, folk are saying about Halliday. I can see Halliday been on there because he's probably back up for defenders, and Holt was on there. That's probably fair enough. But for they 2 guys, Herrera and Kenny Miller, we should have had 2 guys. We must have 2 guys for that youth team that can go in there. 2 wee fiery guys. I can't remember.
I don't think he was on the bench, George. 2 guy.
Aye, if only he was.
I wish he was.
Aye.
Even now, again. George, your point, I've got your point. I think Fox has used the analogy about the apprentice. The analogy I would use is somebody that's been made up for the shop flare and they can't cut it because he's got to be the gaffer. And Murray, you can't be everybody's pal and be the gaffer.
Nah, that's right. That's what I mean, Ox. That's the thing. It's just too nice.
Aye. But who then, George? Is it still McInnes for you?
Please.
I think we had a Dutch manager at the end of the season, Ox.
manager.
Go on, now we're talking.
I think we'll get Dutch
you think
manager.
Wim
Here,
Jansen's
George. Here.
You think Wim Jansen's coming, do you?
Well, he's good at stopping runs ahead, isn't
he? Interesting. I put a few yen on that. On that.
Can I? My only fear about the bringing a manager in is if we're looking for a decent name manager, they're probably going to want. They're probably going to demand a decent salary, but also they're probably going to want a decent transfer kitty. They're going to want to be bringing players in. They'll no come there, put their reputation on the line without having money to go out and spend on players. I know what George is saying, the Giovanni Van Bronckhorst or Frank de Boer, that'd be great, it's getting some of that, but I don't know that we're in a position where we can give these guys what they're looking for. You might be better looking at the number 2 type thing. Would it be somebody like Arthur Newman, Mikel Arteta, guys that have cut their teeth under big name managers? Would that be a better option where you're giving them a chance to go and give them a platform to build a team? But I think we've also got to remember that Mark Allen's probably going to be involved in picking this manager, so he's going to have to be happy that he's going to have a working relationship with these people as well.
The thing is, for me, if it's, say for instance, we were today what they done across the city, 2 million a year, mate. 2 million, or do you get in a manager that spends 6 million on a load of rubbish, mate? That's when you get your money back. If you use... You bring in a decent manager, like say a Van Bronckhorst, use the loan system, mate. Use the loan system to bring in some quality players that aren't playing or aren't getting a game for other teams, mate. We seem to go down the line of bringing in young boys on loan. And sometimes you can get experienced pros on loan as well, mate. And that's where he could earn the money for his managerial fee back for the club,
Fox,
you know.
Fox, see if they were to announce Van Bronckhorst, the board would get the fans back on their side right away. That would appease the fans. I think the board's going to have to be careful here because I know, as I've said at the weekend, I left early, and that's the first time I've left early ever, I think, because even during the early days, I still stayed to the end and applauded the players off the park. But see, on Saturday, I couldn't stay. I couldn't take it anymore and had to get out. And that could be a sign for the board. They need to be careful. A lot of us will just buy our season tickets out of blind loyalty, but there are people that will probably turn and say, nah, I'm not having that. I'm not paying £500-600 to watch that. And feel as if you're getting Tina Lenny. I seen a picture.
I think that's a fair comment, Travel Rug. I think the point is the board have got us in this position and they're going to have to twist now because they're going to have merchandise, season tickets, everything. And to do that, you need to be on the up.
Imagine we don't get European football.
That's what I'm trying to say, Travel. This is the danger in my heart. I'm absolutely terrified. I know I want 1-0 wins and 1-0. I'm terrified. I want Rangers to finish as far up the league as they can. And I know by a long way we're not a finished article. And we desperately need cash to come in. And the cash is going to come from the shirts, from the fans, season tickets, you name it. I don't know if there's going to be a flood of investments into Rangers other than through the fans. I just don't know. I don't know if the share issue thing's going to work or not. I'm just terrified that we end up tumbling down the league to a point where we're just become a joke as a club again. And we shouldn't be like that because it's only 3 weeks ago we were talking about possibly with a chance and a wee bit of luck. You know, we could actually challenge and possibly win this league.
8 days ago. 8 days.
I'm saying it's only a couple of weeks ago we were saying that, you know. It's just crazy. And look at us now, and I'm trembling a leaf at times thinking about it. I really am. I'm really upset that we couldn't beat Kilmarnock at our own ground. And not just not beat them. As I say, I can understand a fluky goal or just a shockingly bad mistake by a player that causes it. But my God, to get outplayed for big chunks of the game by, I'm not saying they're poor players, but they're absolutely nowhere near the same quality as us, although they showed better than we did.
Bridge, that was the worst game of football I've seen in a long time.
It was dreadful, wasn't it?
Two terrible teams.
Wow.
Weren't they great? Kilmarnock weren't they
great?
No,
I'm saying that not by any stretch of the imagination. We were so below par, it's not real. But they outplayed us for big chunks of the game, and I'm going, this is Kilmarnock we're watching here. You know.
But I don't even know that they outplayed us.
No.
They never had loads of chances.
No, I'm not talking about making chances. In the midfield, they bossed it for big chunks of that game. They outplayed us, caught us in the middle, and oh my God.
They just kept us sheep, Bridget. Most of the time they had 4-5-1. Well, it was actually...
That's correct.
It was 4-1-4 because the boy Dicker swept in front of their back four and swept behind the midfield and was arguably the best man in the park. No creativity in him, but just mopped everything up, was brave, effective, and done a job for his team. Fox, you were coming in there, mate?
No, I wasn't, mate. I was just commenting on what Travel was saying to myself there.
You talked to yourself again?
Aye. that time of life, you know what I like is.
Were you agreeing with me there, Fox?
I might have been Travel, there you go.
Oh, gee, that makes me feel better.
I was agreeing with you as well, if that makes you feel better.
It was two poor teams, mate. I didn't think they were anything either, by the way.
They'd get football stoked, wasn't it, Fox? It was dodge, absolute dodge. I can't... There's no other way to describe it. It was just terrible.
But it's not just us, mate. It's not just us that's getting caught with teams like Kilmarnock, mate. All the other teams, bar, I'd say the top four who have a decent go, other teams, mate. These other teams know just get everybody back behind the ball and maybe you'll get one chance in the game. Kilmarnock done the same to Celtic as well, mate. It's not just us that's falling for it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've said that a wee bit earlier, but the thing about sitting, Travel's watching it and he ends up, he's so frustrated and upset, he gets up and walks out, which is an unusual occurrence for him. But really and truly, the Rangers fans were actually stunned. At half time, I was freezing cold, I was chittering, and we're sitting there. We're talking away, and none of the guys round about me could understand what was going on. We just couldn't understand what was going on. What is happening in the club? Why are we playing like this? This is Kilmarnock, for God's sake. They're a tuppence halfpenny club, if they're indeed that. And here we are, a full house once again, nearly 50,000 people to watch us, most of them, vast majority of them Rangers fans. And once again, we present piss and shite, excuse the language. That's what it is. That's just what it is. It's just utter rubbish. And can I ask a question, guys? Can I ask why were we watering the pitch at half time? Do you know what I mean? Why?
No.
What is going on? Why are we watering the pitch, for God's sake?
See, I've been reading quite a lot about how the atmosphere's terrible. Do you know what? Do you blame us? Do you actually blame us? Obviously, we were on a downer. I don't think we deserved what happened to us last week against them. We deserved more out of the game, right? We turn up there. We're on a bit of a downer. We need the team to lift the fans, right? We need the team to give us something to cheer about and shout about. But they didn't do it. So, somebody was blaming, the atmosphere's terrible. How do you expect the players to perform in front of that? Give us something to cheer about. He's done nothing. Absolutely nothing to give us anything. We're there to be entertained, and it's no happening.
Yeah. Well said, Travel.
Interesting debate. I'm sure it's going to run and run. This will only be the start of it. I think we all know where we are. I'm going to go back to George for the last word before we go to shout-outs, because he opened up the whole debate on Mr. Murray, and I don't think he'll be the Rangers manager coming starting next season. George?
No, I honestly can't be, Ox. It really, really can't be. Sometimes I feel a bit bad actually saying that, because we keep getting back to you as a nice guy and that, but I was speaking to folk at the game on Saturday, and they were saying at the Old Firm game last week, he's turning around the crowd and waving the hands. That place was absolutely rocking last week. It wasn't us that had to make the changes, Ox. It was him that had to make the changes. Again, he's turning around and telling the fans, let's get up for this, let's go for this. The place was absolutely... What an atmosphere it was last week, and he's turning around and doing things like that. No, I've never seen him change a game in a game. He can make a substitute. Anybody can make a substitute, but he's never actually changed the game. 4-3-2-1 every single time. That's the way he does it. That's it, and he can't change it. And he's an under-21 coach. That's what it is. We need to realise that. I was saying weeks ago about bringing in McInnes, bringing in Big Alex McLeish. We were in a better position if we brought in one of the guys because they've got experience. He's not brought in these players. It's been Mark Allen's brought in these players, and he's been told to work with them. If these guys hadn't been handed these players, we would have been in a lot better position we were in now. Simple as that.
His inability, George, to change that formation means he won't be Rangers manager at the end of the season. You can bet on that because he's just not got what it takes, man. It's
sad, Rudy, but he's not.
Aye.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. I'll go to George first for a shout out. George, and then Rudy.
It's good being back on. Good be blether and that. Good be debate tonight. So, cheers, guys.
We've missed you, George. We've missed you.
Aye, I'm back.
You're all right, George, to come on now, because we'll all be depressed for the next couple of weeks. You can come on any time. There'll be nothing positive on this show.
We're going to do This Is Your Life for Bridge during the international break. That should be quite good.
Well, speaking of that, mate, there may be some alterations that you were telling me. Maybe some nights when there's absolutely nothing, maybe we'll go back to an hour, mate, if people understand that.
Yeah, there's no, unless there's any developments, because subjects are hard. Anyway, Rudy, shout out.
Well, they've got 2 weeks now. Mr. Murray, if you're listening, you've got 2 weeks. You need to seriously start thinking about your formation and do something about it, because it's not working at Ibrox, and I don't want to see it anymore, because it really is starting to frustrate the hell out of me. You need to do something about it. You need to change it.
Big Ulster.
Yep, thanks for the counselling. We're back to that show, back to the old shows again, aren't we? No, it's good to be on, guys. I hope everybody listening enjoyed it.
Travel Rock.
Big shout out to George Logan. It's great to hear the big man back again. Don't leave it so long next time, George. And I dream of a man that came and he put on his shorts and boots the last time he came to us. This time it might just be his brown brogues and a nice Rangers tie. Graham Souness, what are you doing? Fancy a job?
I think it's his health, mate.
But maybe he can sort out my health if he comes and sorts it out.
No, I don't think Souness could do that, mate.
Well, he can do anything he wants, is our Graham.
You need to have a look at your lifestyle, your diet, mate. You need to do a bit more exercise. Fox.
A wee shout out for some of the people I met at the weekend, mate. The bearded Mr. Butterbean. I hardly knew him, mate, but nice to meet him again.
What a beard.
Aye.
What a beard. Butterbean, what are you doing?
And a big shout out to True and thank all his friends at I think it was the White Meadow Bowling Club, was it, who looked after us on Saturday night. And a special shout out to Mount Vernon, who helped us out a lot as well.
Yes, sir. Bridgeman.
Oh, I'd like to echo everybody's shout outs, and yes, indeed, it's everybody's feeling sore and hurt and upset, and they can't understand half the thing. But please, for all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, please, everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because we need it. Keep it going.
Good point, Bridge. It's easy to support a team when they're winning. It's all about supporting a team when they need you. Can I thank everybody that's joined the show this evening? Can I thank Bridge, Travel Rug, Fox, George? Good to hear George. Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, Big Al, and also Darryl for phoning in. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock. Take it away, Fox.